Hello and welcome to BS Rugby, and it's that time of week again. The United Rugby Championships is back for week 2. We had some fantastic fixtures in the first round and we're looking forward to the rugby this weekend. But before we get to them games, here is my preview of all the matches and my predictions. As always, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below, leave a like on the video and get your predictions in the comments down below, because on Sunday night you may even appear in my review video of all the games across the weekend. Let's get straight into it then. The first game on the Friday night sees Connacht host the Bulls down at the sports ground. Now both teams will be looking to bounce back after opening day defeats. For Connacht, it was a defeat against Cardiff Rugby, losing that one by 33 points to 21, while Leinster put over 30 points against the Bulls, winning that one by 31 points to 3. Now, of course, the Bulls are a new addition to this competition, therefore there is no history between the two sides, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this one goes. Both teams have announced their squads for this game, so let's take a look at them now. Connacht, this is how they line up on Friday night. Tiernan O'Halloran plays at fullback with John Porch and Matt Hansen on the wings. Tom Daly and Tom Farrell playing the centres, with Kieran Marmion, who excelled last week against Cardiff Rugby, partnering Jack Carty at halfback. In the front row, Jordan Dugan and Dave Heffernan play alongside Finlay Beelan. Oisin Dowling and Alton Delan play in the locks, with Cian Prendergast, Jared Butler, the captain, at 7, and Abraham Papali'i playing at 8. The Bulls have also announced their team. This is how they line up. Ruan Kombrinic plays at fullback, with Cornel Hendricks and Stavino Jacobs playing on the wing, with Lionel Mbo and Harold Forster playing in the centres. Johan Goosen is at 10, with Zach Berger partnering him at 9. In the front row, Lizo Gokabaka and Joe Van Zyl alongside Jacques Van Roen complete the front row. Walt Steenkamp, Ruan Notche, Marcel Kutse, Arno Bota and Ellery Liu complete the forwards. So what can we expect from this game? Well, for me, the big thing that I noticed about Connacht was their discipline. They had 2 yellow cards in last week's game, penalised a lot at the breakdown and in the drive-in maul. The Blue Bulls, on the other hand, they struggled with fatigue. They really ran out of steam near the end. And although they had moments in the opening few minutes, they really didn't have the quality to hurt a team like Leinster. Although Connacht aren't at the level of Leinster, I'd still expect the home side to get the results here. Not a bonus point win, but I do think they'll kick off their season properly with a win at home in front of the home fans. I'm sure they'll enjoy that. But get your predictions in the comments down below. How do you see this one going? Let's move on then to the second Friday night game, which sees Scarlets host the Lions. The Scarlets last week started with a defeat, losing against Edinburgh 26 points to 22. And although the scoreline is pretty close, it wasn't a great performance from Scarlets. A lot of mistakes, a lot of sloppy mistakes in there that Dwayne Peel will not be happy with. The Lions, on the other hand, started with a win, beating Zebre 38 points to 26, but concerns return to the fact that they were 31 points to 3 up at half-time and nearly threw the game away. So maybe once again that issue of fatigue and match fitness isn't quite there for this Lions team. Once again, both teams have announced their sides. So the Scarlets line up like this. Johnny McNichol plays at fullback with Tom Rogers and Steph Evans on the wing. Jonathan Davis is captain at 13 alongside Scott Williams. Sam Costello replaces Dan Jones at 10, with Kieran Hardy remaining at 9. Rob Evans and Ryan Elias play in the front row, with Will Griff-John getting his first start of the season. Jack Price and Tom Price play in the locks, with Blade Thompson, Dan Davis and the very impressive Sione Kalamafoni playing at 8. The Lions, they have announced an unchanged squad. E.W. Viljoen plays at fullback, with Yambo Lengo and Rabs McSwane in the wings. Windisile Simalayan and Berger Odendal play in the centre. Odendal is captain, with Jordan Hendricks, a very exciting fly half, and Andrew Varner playing at 9. Ruan Dreyer, Jakob Visage and Carlos Saidi play in the front row, with Ruben Schumann and Pieter Janssen van Vuren playing in the locks. Jaco Creel, Vincent Tushtuka and Frank Horn play in the back row. How do I see this one going? Well, for me, this should be a very comfortable win for the Scarlets. If they can get rid of those silly mistakes at the breakdown, those silly knock-ons that they were showing against Edinburgh, I think this Lions team is there to be got at. I think it'd be quite close maybe for the opening 45, 50 minutes, but then I think the Lions are going to run out of steam once again, and I think the Scarlets, their brand of rugby, will just run them across the field. And if Costello at 10 can control the game, Jonathan Davis can get on the outside of players using that handoff. Steph Evans is a brilliant step and is a fantastic guy for the try line. I just think it's made for Scarlets this game, and I'd expect Scarlets to get a bonus point in this one, but they've got to get rid of those silly mistakes. For the Lions, they've got to stick in it, they've got to keep it competitive and hope that their fitness stays there. They've got to slow Scarlets' ball down, but that's easier said than done. And Sione Kalamafoni is going to be massive for the Scarlets to getting over the game line, so keep an eye out on him. Let's move on then to the Saturday games. First game is a lunchtime kickoff as Benetton host Edinburgh out in Italy. Now, last time out, Benetton got a win against Stormers, didn't they? But they were in fact losing by over 11 points at half-time, but they managed to come back, and the champions of the Rainbow Cup last year will look to build upon this opening day win. Similar for Edinburgh, they won on opening day as well, winning 26 points to 22 over the Scarlets. Now, of course, these two teams do have history in this competition, and last year they faced each other once, with Benetton coming out winners in this one at home, winning this one 18 points to 16, Jaden Hayward getting one of the tries. Now, this is going to be a fascinating game. Neither team has been announced yet due to this going out on a Thursday night, but I'm really intrigued to see how they line up. For Edinburgh, I think one key man who really impressed me last week was this man, Ben Velicott. First game for Edinburgh last week, and he was electric. He was speeding the game up. He was creating opportunities, tap and go. He was going for everything. He was absolutely brilliant. And if he can get that pace going, and if he can ensure that Edinburgh play on the front foot the way that Mike Blair wants them to, then this could be a great day for Edinburgh. But Benetton are no pushovers, don't forget that. They won the Rainbow Cup, they've beaten the Stormers, and they've got some fantastic players who can really do damage, such as Ione on the wings. I'm really intrigued to see how this one goes. I think it's going to be very close, but I am going to back Edinburgh to keep on with their winning form and to get their first win away of the season. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say 4 to 5 points in it. But as always, let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Let's move on then to the next Saturday fixture, which sees Glasgow host the Sea Sharks. Now, once again, both teams lost on the opening weekend, and they'll be looking to get the seasons off properly in this fixture. Glasgow headed over to Ulster and lost this one 35 points to 29, one of the games of the weekend. While Munster, they beat the Sharks pretty comfortably, in fact, winning this one 42 points to 17. Now, what do I make of both teams? Well, Glasgow showed a lot of promise in that game, didn't they, against Ulster, but Ulster just in the end had that little bit too much, while Sharks just were battered by Munster, for being totally honest. The scoreline is probably a little bit kind to them. Again, the Sharks are without their Springbok stars such as Lucanio Am and Sia Khaleesi, who'd certainly be starting week in, week out for them. I think you look at Glasgow, you look at the Sharks team, and I think Glasgow's just that quite a bit more better. I think they're just better, and I do expect Glasgow to get the win in this one. I expect them to win this one fairly comfortably. I'm going to say Glasgow by 10 points. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's move on then to the next game on the Saturday that sees Zebre host Ulster. Zebre, of course, last time out, they did lose pretty heavily against the Emirates Lions, didn't they? But Ulster did get their win over the Glasgow Warriors. They did face each other twice last season. Zebre 14-57 was the score out in Italy, while Ulster then put 49 points on Zebre at home, winning 49 points to 3. It's going to be tough for Zebre this game, isn't it? It's going to be really, really tough for them. Although they showed a lot of courage and a lot of character to come back in that Lions game, Ulster are a different level to the Lions, and I think Ulster are going to win this one fairly comfortably. It'll definitely be a bonus point win. The question will be, by how much will it be? I hope Zebre try and keep it tight early on, but I just think Ulster are going to have too much for this Zebre side. So I'm going to say Ulster to win this one by 20 odd points. As always, Ulster and Zebre fans, get your thoughts in the comments down below, get your predictions in there. Let's move on then to the next game on the Saturday, which sees Munster host the Stormers. The Munster, as I said, they beat Sharks 42 points to 17, while the Stormers fell against Benetton 18 points to 22, just running out of steam at the end. Again, it's another whole issue for these South African teams, it seems they just seem to run out of steam, run out of energy at the key moments in games. And I think that's what's going to cost the Stormers once again. You look at the quality across the Munster team, it's unreal. Zebre coming back, Carberry fit at 10, Craig Casey at 9, the speed that he brings to the game. It's such an exciting squad for Munster. Their driving ball is so powerful all the time. I just think Munster will find this game pretty comfortable, if I'm being honest. It's going to be a bonus point win, and once again, I'm going to say by 20 points for Munster. Let me know in the comments down below your predictions. The late kickoff on the Saturday sees Ospreys host Cardiff, a Rugby, a Welsh derby. Both teams won on opening weekend. Ospreys beating the Dragons 27 points to 23, with Cardiff Rugby beating Connacht 33 points to 21. So both teams come in on some form, and of course, as a derby, it's going to be pretty tasty down at the Liberty. It's going to be exciting to see who comes out on top. The big news, though, for this Cardiff team, of course, is the injury to Jared Evans. He came onto the pitch in last week's game against Connacht, but unfortunately was injured, and he faces a race to be fit for the Autumn International, so there's no chance that he's going to be involved in this one. We await to hear the results of Rhys Priestland, see if he's going to be fit once again. There's been no confirmation either way, as he had to leave the field for HIA and did not pass that in time to come back on the field. For the Ospreys, what really impressed me was Gareth Anscombe back from injury, and his control of the game was fantastic, kicking 13 points throughout the afternoon as well. Mike Collins in the centre had his debut and was really impressive, getting 2 tries. He's also Welsh qualified. For this Cardiff team, wow, they took their opportunities, didn't they? And they looked absolutely on fire. Their backline of Halaholo, Ray Lilo, Amos, I mean, it's just an absolutely stacked team. I'd be really intrigued to see if Priestland is fit. If not, you're looking at someone like Jason Tovey or Ben Thomas coming in. And no disrespect to them guys, but they're not the level of Priestland, are they? But I think the key battle is going to be between Thomas Williams and Rhys Webb. Who can have the control of the scrum half? It's going to be fascinating to see. But as an Ospreys fan, I have to back my team, don't I? I know I'm wearing a Dragons top today, but I have to back Ospreys to get the results here. I think it's going to be close, actually. I don't expect there to be many points in it, but I do think it'll be close, and hopefully the Liberty will be bouncing. I'm going to back the Ospreys to win by 5 points. I think it'll be a close encounter, and I'm excited for it. And then the final game of the weekend is a Sunday game. It is the Dragons who host Leinster. Now, Dragons on the opening weekend, as we just alluded to, they lost against the Ospreys 23 points to 27. While Leinster, they beat the Bulls 33 points to 3. Now, last season, they faced each other twice. In the first game, Leinster 35 points to 3 against the Dragons. While then the reverse fixture at Rodney Parade was an interesting one, with Dragons 29, Leinster 35. So showing that Dragons could play and could compete with the best in the competition. Last week for the Dragons, their ill discipline cost them another yellow card. It is a big issue for them, and little mistakes at the breakdown do tend to cost them. Once the Dragons can really get their team going and can get our backline firing, and you look at the players in that squad, they can do stuff. They can play good rugby, but it's not consistent enough. But I do think Dean Ryan is building that team in the right direction. But I'd be a fool if I said I didn't expect Leinster to win this one. I think Leinster are going to win this one, I'm afraid, Dragons fans. They're just too strong for everyone right now. But there we go. Those are my predictions for this weekend of action in the United Rugby Championship. As always, get your predictions in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video and hit that subscribe button as well. I'll see you Sunday night for the review show. Enjoy the rugby of the weekend. Take it easy. Peace.